of the best things that you can do is to have your books and records in really good order. A real common software is QuickBooks that most businesses use to organize their books, have good books and records. And if you don't feel comfortable in what you're doing, get training. So get help from a professional, a tax professional such as a CPA. And we help a lot of businesses get their books set up. So that's important so you don't have it starting wrong. And then start with training. So we found that paying for some help on the front end for training and checking in monthly, checking in quarterly at year end to make sure that your books and records are in good order, that saves a lot of money on the back end, because what we see is people who have made mistakes, they do the same mistakes all year, then have to pay for it to be cleaned up. Some common mistakes that we see are people not knowing where they are as far as profit. So you get into tax season and there's not a lot that you can do after the end of the year, so they end up with a big tax bill and no one likes that. So it's good to avoid that by having good books and records, knowing where you are, and then getting with a tax professional to do tax planning. So that is key, because if you come in towards the end of the year, last couple of months of the year, we can tell you where you are, how much tax you're going to owe, and then you can be proactive and make some adjustments to bring that tax bill down. And then we also see a lot of people who have mistakes with their books and records. So, you think you have profit of $10,000 and you end up with a loss of $30,000, or vice versa. So it's really important to know where you are and to have someone look at your books to avoid those common mistakes. And then the third area that we see a lot of mistakes in are payroll taxes. And so this is an area that no one wants to be messed up on. Your payroll taxes, you owe the government, or you have a mistake with the IRS, you don't want that. So either pay someone to do your payroll taxes or give you training. So we get a lot of people started off on the right foot so they can do it themselves, but that's an area you don't want to have mistakes in, are your payroll taxes. First, I would suggest that you work with your CPA or tax professional to see what credits are available to you. Right now, some of the big credits are the employee retention credit and the employer paid sick leave credit. And both of these credits were put into law from COVID. So it's important to work with someone who knows what they're doing on the credits. So that would be the first, your tax professional. Second, the Small Workforce and Small Business Development Center is working with businesses to help them understand the credits. And then third would be irs.gov. There's a lot of information on irs.gov. A credit that I didn't bring up earlier was the Work Opportunity Tax Credit. And it is for designated groups of the population that employers hire. And these credits can be valuable. So the first $6,000 of wages, you can get a $2,400 tax credit for hiring someone simply by where they live. And so it's really important you get help on these because you have to certify within 28 days. So the Work Opportunity Tax Credit has been a really valuable credit to a lot of our clients, and many people just don't know about it, and it's just free money. So documents that you will need for tax time would be the traditional tax documents that you get in the mail from your employer, from your bank, from your retirement plan. Also, you're going to get documents from just various sources. Just keep all of those and bring those to your tax preparer. But also, if you have a business, you're obviously going to need information about your income and your expenses, any purchases you've made, such as equipment, property, or other large purchases, loan documents, if you have any new loans in the year, a loan history showing the interest you've paid. So lots of different documents like that you will need. And then there are things that you need to keep permanently. So such as the equipment you purchased, land, property, stocks, anything that you're going to have to prove later how much you paid for, you're going to need those for a permanent record. Okay, the number one tip for someone starting a new business would be to get with professionals. So whether that's a CPA for your tax and financial, professional in insurance, a professional in legal. So all of these groups of people know what they're doing and are experts in their field. And so don't be fearful, oh, this is going to cost too much money to get in contact with a professional. Do that, because you don't want to look back and say, oh, I wish I had done something different, because when we're helping people on the front end, we can help them get set up for all these valuable things like the credits when they're hiring people and so forth. But if they come 6 months down the road, you may have lost out on something valuable. So seek help from professionals and the Workforce and Small Business Development Center to get started on the right foot.